What up? What's the business? Top of the top. Wednesday. Some people call it hump day, middle of the week. But it ain't nothing but the same soup reheated. That's it. Ain't nothing changed. ASAP Auto, what up, bro? Good morning. Had a good rest. And we back at it again. But today, I'm going to touch on some serious topics. And I'm going to be very, very on point with the words I use and how I speak my opinion today, because I want people to hear me clearly. That's what I'm going to be doing today. So you already know, top of the top. Y'all already know that. The early bird. Anyway, it's the For No Fame Live episode 101. And I'm going to be talking about FIVIOFOREIGN. You know, he had a communication with TMZ. And they've been talking about drill music. What up, Kevin Stone? What up, bro? That's the homie. So I'm talking about, bro. I ain't see you in a minute. Just making sure you all right. We're going to be talking about this drill situation. We're going to be talking about this drill situation. And I'm going to be giving my opinion, and I'm going to be giving some insight on how I see this whole drill situation. Because I'm going to keep it real. It went too far. Only reason why I say it went too far, because it's not really about music no more. It's basically gang banging on wax, gang banging on streams. That's what it is now. And I'm going to be real. Not everybody that do drill got talent. So that's why I say it ain't all about music. But a percentage of drill rappers do have talent. They do got charisma. They do got, you know what I'm saying, style. And I'm going to be talking about some of these things. Good morning, Rondell. I see my family pulling up early. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to be touching on this drill situation. I'm also going to be talking about how MMA, that's trending in America. And in Louisiana, a man has lost his life in jail during an MMA match. AKA UFC in penitentiary. A man's lost his life. He got slammed on his head. And he is now up out of here. Those are the two things I'm going to be talking about. And I'm also going to be talking about something we already know about, and which we heard about, called cyberbullying. And I'm going to talk about how cyberbullying has gone too far. I'm also going to be talking about internet gangsters and human trolls. And I'm also going to be talking about how the objective is to grind your way out of the hood. Some people think you're supposed to live and die in the hood, but they got the game messed up. The whole purpose is to grind your way out of the hood. You heard about levels. You heard about how you're supposed to build. I'm going to be explaining on different reasons and the whole purpose of grinding out of the hood, AKA called coming up. I see the family pulling up. AP Wiz, ABG, BK all day, 7 Guard, John Shaft, my boy Cozy. I see y'all. Y'all know I'm gonna get to y'all, but right now I gotta be very focused on what I'm about to break down and chop up. And I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to prove some more things to y'all today. So y'all already know this is For No Fame Live, episode 101. And y'all know 101, this is going to be like a class right here. So let me get into it without further ado, right? Check it out. Boom. FIVIOFOREIGN, and this is reported by TMZ. Drill music is starting to get silenced in New York City, but homegrown artists like FIVIOFOREIGN are fighting to keep it afloat. Now, some people don't know it was a meeting in New York regarding the future of drill music on the airwaves. And this is quote unquote from Fivio, and he says, music is an art form where people can express themselves in the only way they know how. And it's unfair to single out one genre of music or one community of people. And with that quote, I agree with him. He is right about that part. I'm going to go further into this report right here from TMZ because they're covering it right now. They say drill is a form of trap music that's been mainstream for the past decade with artists like Chief Keef and Lil Durk. Now, the NYPD claims drill is making gang violence in their city worse, pointing to its lyrics as a source of inspiration for shooting. While they say it isn't a blatant cause of violence, but at the end of the day, they believe it's a strong influence. See, now peep that part right there. The NYPD, police department, they've been listening to drill music and studying it. But what they're saying is they believe drill music makes gang violence in the city worse. It just said it makes it worse. And something else they said, it creates a source of inspiration for shooting. But they also said it isn't a blatant cause of violence because they know in New York, violence always been going on and it's always going to go on. This ain't nothing new. I keep telling y'all, right? But see, we got to break this part down. Now I'm gonna break this whole situation down. What up, Rob? Exactly. Exactly, bro. He got a gun charge right now as we speak, Fivio. Anyway, I'm gonna break some of this down from my perspective, right? Boom. Now I'm gonna backtrack, but I'm gonna break down it slowly once again what the NYPD said. The NYPD claims drill music is making gang violence in their city worse, pointing to its lyrics as a source of inspiration for shooting. And we already know that part comes from what? Disrespecting the dead. Clowning on the dead. We know that's going to make anybody mad. It's going to intensify the gang banging. But one thing, those who have been gang banging, whether you're active or not, we already know gang crime has always been going on. And what else we know? Real gangs handle their business and they don't got to rap about it. Real gang bangers have been handling business for decades and never had to rap about it. Because don't get it confused. When a lot of these dudes be rapping about it, they know that intrigues minds to want to listen and want to download. It makes people pay attention a little bit more. So is rapping about the dead, is it like a gimmick? Is it like a hype? And that's the part I'm gonna point out right there. The gimmick part of dissing the dead is a lot of drill rappers can't even rap. But they know you're gonna listen to their lyrics because what? You want to hear who they talking about. You want to hear who they gonna diss next. So my point, let's keep it real right now. Is rapping about smoking somebody, is that really, really gangster? AKA telling on yourself. Is that really, really gangster? When you know for a fact the NYPD, that all forms of law enforcement sit there, listen to your lyrics, bar for bar. They watch your videos. So is that really, really gangster? Now, I'm going to speak from my own opinion. It was a time a couple years ago when I had smoke with an individual and he ran to Facebook running his mouth. So when I seen that, I know he ain't really want no smoke, because what he really was doing was alerting the authorities. Because we already know, real gangsters know this, and civilians know this. If you're going to do something to somebody, it ain't nothing to talk about unless you want to go to jail or you want to leave a trace. That's why I keep telling y'all about the whole science of no face, no case. That's a fact. Tupac and the Outlaws was the first rappers to diss the dad. But check this out, right? Boom. What intensifies the whole back and forth, and the reason why drill rap gets blamed, it's the disrespecting the dead for smoking the op part, meaning when they make a mockery of that part. The drill music is good music, meaning if you're in the club, it got its purpose. But my point is, all drill music is not destructive. It's not. Drill music is another form of trap music, but the only difference between trap music, I'm gonna tell you, real trap music deals with getting money. Being in the trap with the door swinging back and forth, over the stove, cooking it up, at the kitchen table with the razor, chopping it up, throwing it on the scale, putting the plates in the bag, moving that traffic. That's trapping. That's trap music. That's what applied to. For those that got money in the spot or in the trap, y'all know certain music, it coincide with that. I give you an example, people like Jeezy, Gucci Man. See? It was about moving them bricks, moving them pounds. And you got to understand one thing. Guns always been on deck of every shape, form, and fashion. But see, the guns was for holding it down, handling business, protecting your block, protecting your spot, protecting the gang. And when somebody violated, that's when the guns got picked up and then work got put in. That was the whole purpose. But everybody already knew to stay under the radar, aka stay off the radar of who? Law enforcement. So now we got to be real. When you're dealing with gimmicks and publicity stunts, that whole thing of talking about smoking your ops and giving discrete names and giving exact information of what you did, how you did it, all that's a gimmick, which also incriminates yourself and also intensifies the beef. So my point is all drill music about talent? No, it's not. Because we know everybody that drill don't got no talent. Anybody could get on a mic, spit a couple bars, and violate somebody. So we know it ain't all about talent. But we do understand a lot of drill rappers do have talent. Now, what I'm also getting to, because what Fivio said was correct, it is an art form where people can express themselves in the only way they know how. That's hip-hop music in general. He is right about that part. But what he don't understand is y'all promote the gang sometimes harder than the music. And the gang activity overshadows the music. Therefore, you leave a trail. And little do you know, now they start using you to push agenda of violence in your hood, slaying each other like they did in Chicago. I'm gonna get into also how Chicago, you see how the whole time certain people was in power, they let all that drill music go down in Chicago. But then when they wanted to shut it down, they shut it down. And I'm also going to show you how the past 2 years, now keep this in mind, the past 2 years during the pandemic lockdown, you've seen drill music go to a whole nother level. And we also seen what? Don't forget about the celebrities. You see the celebrities, if you notice, they fell back in the pandemic. And then you'll see the drill rap turned up. And you're also going to see that these two different worlds couldn't exist at the same time. I'm going to say it again. During the pandemic, the celebrities fell back. Remember, they couldn't get no shows. They wasn't dropping no music like that. And then what? They let the drill took off. Now, what I'm also going to show is, look, let's see how many rappers that blew up the past 2 years as well as fell within the past 2 years. Now, mind you, all this happened in the pandemic. A lot of drill rappers blew up and a lot of drill rappers falling in the same 2-year time. And now what I'm going to show you is, now you're going to see all the celebrity rappers are starting to come back out again. As the drill rappers are falling, the celebrity rappers, the pop stars, they about to come back out. And a lot of them about to drop new albums, and I'm going to get into that. And I'm going to show you how all this is a game. Because I told you, whenever they want to promote something in this country, they got to put it in a movie or they got to put it on song. Because you're not going to see a drug commercial on TV for perks. You're not going to see a Smith & Wesson commercial. You're not going to see a buy the new Extendo, buy the new Monkey Nuts on TV. No, they promote it in music and movies, videos. All crime is promoted through entertainment. Any product they want to push, such as cigarettes, blunts, weed, whatever, guns, it gets promoted through entertainment. Not on TV with a commercial. You're not gonna see, you know what I'm saying? You've never in your life seen a Glock commercial on TV, but you're seeing plenty of Glocks in hip-hop videos and in movies. Because some of y'all don't understand that some people have to be used as the puppets to push the agendas that your kids are gonna follow so they could be destroyed. And some people have been used as pawns, whether some of them know it, some of them just don't know. But this is what I'm tying it all together in. You're going to see why all this drill music been taken off. You've seen also, on the other hand, crime in every hood has been taken off across America. You've also recently seen the president speak out about gun violence. You seeing mayors, governors turning up about gun violence. And just so happened, most of the gun violence has been promoted through music. The same music they let rock for 2 years straight, that people been getting paid off of for 2 years straight. Now it's looking like an operation shutdown where the program is being closed because it's enough victims and it's getting out of control and they about to go into a new agenda. They also realize a lot of the jails are becoming too crowded, which I'm going to talk about in a few with the whole MMA situations behind the penitentiary. You see? They done filled up the jails to a certain level now. A lot of bodies have been dropping. So now they might have reached their quota on what they was trying to do. And now you might be looking at operation shutdown of drill music. Or shall I say, talking about kill music. Now, this is also what I'm going to say. Now, also, we already know this took place in Chicago, right? We know they made a commercial. They made it popular. We know that. But what people don't know is Chief Keef been chilling in California. He been stopped entertaining a lot of this stuff. He been got out the hood, is what I'm saying. But then we got to understand this also goes back to, like, for New York. I remember when they was talking about let's bring New York back for the whole time Chicago was winning in rap, down south was winning in rap, New York was campaigning, we need to bring New York back. And remember, New York was in a slump. And in my opinion, what brought New York rap music back, in my opinion, it was the drill. The drill brought it back home. So that's why I say now it's like a thin line of music bringing it back home, or was that music actually becoming a gimmick? So niggas can rise to success real quick And the powers that be realized that, and they started using that as a tool against the hood. So this is all I'm saying, right? Now we see that they want to crack down on it after it went out of control. But we also got to understand it's only been a 2 years time. It ain't been that long. It seemed long, but it's only been 2 years, really. You got to go back to when Pop Smoke got taken out around that time. But not only that, we know a lot of what? Independent artists been taken down too. Now, remember, I just told you, the celebrities was chilling while the independent artists was taking off with them streams heavy. All the independent artists was taking off, taking over. And the celebrities was just sitting back, you know. But now you're going to see something. Now all the celebrity rappers, AKA the pop stars or whatever you want to call them, they starting to come back out now. So now that drill is hot. And y'all also heard, like people in New York, y'all heard when DJ Drewski say he not playing drill no more. So they're trying to start that trend in America. But I'm gonna show you on the other hand how all the celebrities about to come back out. And some of them already dropped already. Now boom. Y'all already know Kanye West about to drop that Donda 2. The only reason why I'm gonna make that point, y'all gotta remember something. Remember when they had that battle between Kanye West and 50 Cent? Remember that? But you got to remember what a lot of people didn't know, which I learned later, that was their way of killing gangster rap at that time. At that particular time. Remember, 50 had ran it for a minute. But remember, when Kanye West outsold him, that was showing us that music was going in another direction, and they made it transition to the backpack era, or whatever you want to call it. That whole Kanye West era. And my point is this. We already know all the people that came out on that Kanye vibe. You know, I'm talking about the Drakes, people like that. Y'all get what I'm saying. A whole nother flow of music came out once Kanye outbeat 50 Cent. And you see the gangster rap has started taking a back seat to another type of music. That's my point I'm making. Because y'all remember, 50 had a run for a long time, but his whole thing was get rich or die trying. And we also know it had a lot of gangsters trying to rap. And we also know a lot of activity. Because remember, at that time, it was about what your rap label was really your gang at the same time at that time. We know all this. I don't feel like going to all of that, but we know at that time, your rap label was your gang. And within that rap label, you had criminals, you had gangbangers, and we know a lot of crime came at that time. But we see that when 50 had lost to Kanye West, we see Kanye West took music in a whole nother direction. Heartbeats and 808, it went into a whole nother flow. As well as we seen with T-Pain, so you got to go back to like 07, 08, and you started seeing music going a whole nother direction with auto-tune. It started getting more peaceful. It went somewhere else. So we kind of looking at that right now because Kanye West is coming back out again. And I already know I ain't gonna say they're trying to use him, but all I know Kanye West coming back out is trying to represent the change or the frequency of the music. He also gonna have a lot of guest appearances on his album. But my point is, you see how before, when they wanted to promote drill at a high level a couple years back, you know, when Chicago had it, they labeled Kanye as a lunatic, and he was crazy, and he lost his clout. You see, when drill rose, Kanye lost his clout. Now you see drill is falling, and Kanye West is gaining momentum back again. And it's not about Kanye West. You just got to understand Kanye West represents a certain amount of followers, a certain type of people that like his music that was already mad at the drill rap scene. So my point is, you always going to see this in hip hop with genres change. Y'all remember when Jay-Z came out with the change clothes scenario, when he wanted to show you he was going from the Rockefeller empire, the drug dealing. He started talking about change clothes. He changed to the business perspective. Hip hop always going to go through changes. So that's why you got to understand when you hear certain things, about them coming at drill music, what they're trying to tell you is they're trying to change the energy that's being created in the rap game right now. They're trying to basically say that drill had it, now it's about to go somewhere else. That's what Kanye West represents. But I'm gonna make a small point real quick. I'm gonna show you the artist that's all about to come back out. Kanye West about to come back out with Donda 2. Nicki Minaj about to drop an album. Juicy J and Wiz Khalifa about to drop another album. Yo Gotti about to drop an album. 2 Chainz just dropped the album. YG about to drop an album. Lil Durk. Snoop and Nas about to collaborate on something. Pusha T about to drop an album. Busta Rhymes about to drop an album. Mary J. Blige about to drop an album. Currency and Alchemist, they about to drop an album. And what some people don't know is Lil Durk and Kanye West, they gonna drop on the same exact day. And we know they from Chicago. They dropping the same exact day. Now I also want you to peep something out. Now let's look at Dolph. Dolph lost his life. He was one of the biggest independent artists, cashing out the most, turned down a $22 million deal. Now he's out the way. Memphis. Now who's about to drop coming out of Memphis? Juicy J and Yo Gotti. They about to come back out now. You heard about how Draco the Ruler from LA was the hottest thing buzzing coming up from the underground. You did? Y'all heard about that? And Draco got taken out at a concert. But now that Draco out the way, guess who about to come out? YG. He about to drop an album. Because the streets was all into the independent artists. They was already kind of done with some of these other celebrity rappers. And like I said, it's just my opinion. So now Draco is gone, resting in peace, and YG about to drop him a new album. You even got people like Busta Rhymes about to come back out. But my point is this. Out of all these people I just said, none of them was really sticking their head out the past 2 years trying to drop nothing. Because we already know what? The drill had already taken over, as well as what? The independent artist was running the stream game. The Mo 3s. The Pop Smoke. The Dolphs. We go down the list. But now, like I say, now that drill is hot, everybody critiquing the drill, now you see the celebrity rappers about to come back out. And also, not only is Kanye and Durk gonna drop on the same day, February 22nd, on February 25th, they're gonna drop a new King Von album. But the difference is with that King Von album dropping is what? He not here no more. So his album is not gonna create a back and forth. It's not gonna create no beef. His album, in my opinion, is gonna be a cash out. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. As the drill rappers getting hot, you're going to see the celebrity rappers trying to get back in position. But as far as drill music, it's drill music. But when they started putting the gang all on the camera, flashing all the guns, now was that telling on themselves? Was that a gimmick? Or did it have anything to do with talent? Did the gang and the guns have anything to do with talent and music? And I'm going to say it again. Gangs have always existed. Gangs have been smoking individuals since I don't know when. This is nothing new. The only thing that's new is putting it on the internet and putting it on the camera. Self-incrimination. Some people might call it retardation. So my point is this. Is a person sitting in the house with 20 guns less gangster of a man that get in front of the camera and flash 5 guns? That make a person more gangster because they flashing in front of the camera? Or is that, like I say, self-incrimination? Incrimination, rather. So we're going to deal with common sense right now. The only difference is one generation of people was taught to stay off of camera, stay out of videos, And another generation was taught to put everything on camera and put everything in the video. You get it? It's the only difference. Now, was these people tricked to put it on camera in front of the video? Or when they found out it had a nice gimmick to it and it get a lot of clicks and views, they just kept running with it and running with it? Because we already know a lot of it ain't got nothing to do with talent. It's like a saga TV show. Like I told y'all, I know the game. I've been in the rap game. I know the game. That's why most of them songs be short, because they know you're going to keep repeating and making the streams go even faster and faster and faster. It's no more 3 verses and 2 hooks, 2 hooks. It's put it all out there, make it short, so they got to keep going back, listening to it. And that's what makes the streams jump faster and faster and faster, because it's a short song anyway. And especially if it's a song you like and it's short, you're going to keep replaying it. That's how the streams jump so fast. All this is algorithm tricks and record label tricks and things like that. Numbers, manipulating numbers. But we already know a lot of it don't have nothing to do with no talent. That's why I said we could take it or leave it. A lot of them, they didn't even get a chance to get no plaque on their wall. And we also know a lot of people have been cashing out. Because remember, don't forget, stay focused on the last 2 years. When this whole thing started, we've seen a lot of people blow up and we've seen a lot of people fall in the same 2 years. It's like as soon as they got a name, they all did the same thing and they all took a loss in the same 2-year time span. And I told you that a lot of people that was already in the game, they was sitting back in the cut. Because I'm going to be real, a lot of the old rappers, they really couldn't come out because nobody was trying to hear them. Nobody wanted to hear what they had to say. They was not feeling them like that. But now you're going to see, as on one hand, while the drill rappers are being critiqued, the other hand, all the celebrities popping back out, the celebrity rappers. So it ain't hard to tell what's going on. And also in that same situation, we're going to get into this. I'm going to show you how it all coincides together with a lifestyle the past couple of years of telling on yourself has been considered cool. And it's all basically internet talk. Like, I'm going to show you some of the things of internet talk. And people can take it how they want to take it. I'm just being real. All right? Now I'm gonna break each one down for you. Like the saying of being outside. The saying of pulling up. The situations of threatening people online. Now my point is this. It's nothing wrong if that's what you want to do and say. It's nothing wrong with that. But my point is this. You can't be serious if you really think, or you really in your mind think you really want to do something to somebody, or you really expect somebody that's going to do something to you after you done told the whole world where you located at. You done told the whole world where you exactly at outside. My point is this. What is this really trying to prove, or is it just a publicity stunt? And when have in history of time, somebody please tell me this if I'm tripping, if I'm out my mind. When in the history of time have real gangsters ever told somebody what they're going to do before they do it to them and then tell them the exact time they're going to pull up and do it to them? When in history had this ever happened? The only time when it was a time when people set up a plan to meet up, that was called what? After school fights. Or if we was going to shoot a fair one, we set a time and a place. Now, am I bugging or not? That was dealing with fist fights. After school fights, like I said, 3 o'clock, 3:30, meet me right here. Y'all already know what time we're gonna meet up. We're gonna get it popping. Or what else? In jail, take it to the bathroom. So-and-so time, we're gonna take it over here. Fair ones, fights. But in reality, in the world of gangsterdom, when have we ever heard people talking about exactly where they're going to catch somebody slipping at, how they're going to do it to them, and pull up and all this and that? Now, if I'm bugging, somebody let me know. So that's why when dudes be on the camera, that's why I say I know when dudes ain't really about that life. And I know they wasn't raised in the real world. That's why I know dudes that really did real dirt. Because it's nothing to be advertised. So that's where it started getting messy and crazy, because we all got to understand that what? Law enforcement, they live online. Law enforcement does all of their homework online now. And all the homework they do online is tied into 5G technology. So why would somebody beef online? Then they're going to drop their location in their phone. Then they're going to take that same phone with them when they go to meet up. And that's supposed to be gangster. But it's always the one that say what? They always going to be the first to say, I don't play internet games. I don't do this internet stuff. But they the main ones always talking about drop your location, where you at. And that ain't got nothing to do with gangster. Because guess what? In the world of real gangsters, when somebody want to find you, they're going to find you. They're going to find your exact location with no GPS. Why? Because this has been going on since the beginning of time. People get clipped every day, and you ain't got to send no addy. You ain't got to drop nothing. You know why? If somebody looking for you, they really can find you. If somebody really wants you hit, it's called dropping a bag. If somebody wants your information, it's called paying. And it's called also turning your own people against you that'll sell you out. If somebody really want to know where you at and how to find you on their time. You see? So I'm going to show you how all this has become a lifestyle and a gimmick of tough guys online, and that's why I call them human trolls. It's a lot of human trolls. AKA, they turn into cyberbullying, where they want to get online and talk the most toughest talk you ever heard in your life. They come in your comments, they come in your chat, they get on the camera. They start foaming at the mouth. They start sending threats. But all I'm asking is, what makes that so gangster? What makes somebody supposed to be scared of that? When the whole time, anybody in their right mind already know law enforcement is tuned in 24/7. Google is the authorities. It's common sense. Everybody is on some type of social media app, some type of something and everything. You deal with Google Play, you deal with Apple Music. My point is this: everybody is already tied in. So therefore, nothing in the world of internet, computer can be taken serious when it comes to talking gangster or putting in real work. It's all a hoax, and it's a gimmick. And my point is this: the same way you telling somebody what you're going to do to them, the same way you talking to somebody what you're going to do and pull up and all this type of talk, you don't understand this. It's some people that's still going to see you, but they just not going to say nothing. And then guess what happened? When you get caught slipping, that's how people able to go on with their regular life like nothing ever happened. And nobody don't even know how you got slumped like that. Nobody even know how you got left like that laying. It's just a mystery. How many crimes have we not heard recently of people got away clean? And them same people that got away clean was not talking about drop no location or where you at. That's the difference. So we're going to break it down about how some people are actually taking the internet too far. And this all goes in with the whole plot of telling on yourself, cyberbullying. You know what a cyberbully is? A person that's going to go super hard on the computer, but in real life, when you see them, all they're going to do 9 times out of 10 is call the police. These are the same people that don't really want to die, but they want to bully people online. But when it comes time for them to face their maker, they don't want no smoke. Remember the Wizard of Oz? Y'all remember if y'all saw it? Everybody was scared of the Wizard of Oz. But when they went and seen him, he was a peon. He was a nobody. But behind that mic, and when you couldn't see him, he had everybody scared. But when they seen him, he was a nobody. That's how cyber bullies work. A lot of them are nobody when you see them in person. They're very, very small. They're not built like that. You put that thing to their head, you put that thing in their mouth, they're gonna go to the bathroom on themselves. When you pop up at their addy unannounced, and there's nobody to stop you, they're not built like that. But they're the main ones that do all the cyberbullying. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So I'm gonna say this: to each his own. Move how you move. Do what you do. It don't affect me neither way. But I'm just giving clarity on about a lot of this stuff that's really out of control. Because it ain't about no money. It ain't about no progress. And really, it comes down to people exposing themselves online and then getting mad when they play themselves. And it's also getting people incriminated, locked up, and all type of behavior. But my point is this: I'm gonna leave this part alone. If you really, really, really want to smoke with somebody, you got to do your homework, and you can find out who they are, where they are, and you'll know exactly how to catch them slipping. If you're really about that life. But once you start going extra on the internet and all that, you ain't trying to do nothing to nobody. You ain't really gonna do nothing. But all you're doing is alerting the authorities. That's it. Actually, when you talk gangster online, the authorities are more fascinated in what you're saying than the actual people. That's how it works. So when I bring that back to drill, yeah, the streets love drill. Yeah, the streets love the smoke on the ops, whatever. But you got to understand that intrigues law enforcement 5 times more. Because now you helping them solve cases and they know how to connect them dots. That's all I'm saying. I'm not knocking nobody what they do. I'm just shooting straight right now. So my point is this: also to people, it's not cool to put a target on your back. You don't got nothing to prove to nobody, so you ain't always got to tell the people how you moving and what you doing. Because what you doing is sometimes you can be increasing certain things that don't need to be increased. But know this: in this modern day and time, a bag is all it takes. That's it. Some chump change and have your own people sell you out real quick. And individuals can know exactly where you at, exactly where you move, your favorite store you go to, your you know what I'm saying, the route you take when you're going to do this, that, and the third. Anybody could be caught slipping. Just know that. So that's why it ain't about coming online making threats. Because all you doing is, like I said, you just alerting authorities. Same thing when you cyberbully. Let me clarify this. When you cyberbully, you're leaving a trace to yourself. When you always talking nonsense in somebody's room, you always flagging parties, you doing all this extra stuff, cyberbullying, you're still leaving a track to yourself. All that's being recorded, picked up, documented. They already see. The people that run these channels, run these platforms, they see everything. They know who's doing what. Just to let you know, because some of y'all are real stupid. Everything is being documented and traced and tracked. So that's why I say, as long as you online, you ain't doing nothing slick. Only way you can live off the radar is you got to drop everything digitally. Then you might got a chance. Other than that, everything you do is leaving a trace, a track record, and a location. But some people don't learn till they get what they're looking for. These are just the facts. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's a certain energy that's been casted online, and now it's become a mockery, and it's a fad. And that's just what it is. But law enforcement is cracking down on drill. We already heard overseas it's been outlawed in certain places. And now they're trying to act like basically you seeing a slow process of them so-called outlawing it now. Not to the point they're gonna shut it down, but they're probably just gonna say you can't rap about killing each other online. You know, you can talk fairy tale killings, I guess, but you can't talk about actual beefs. And you know, that's all I'm saying. But my point is this: as we see anti-gun unit cracking down on the guns, we also see at the same time what they cracking down on the drill music. It's all going hand in hand. We just spoke about yesterday how they looking out for the fiends. So the fiends gonna be telling. So everybody's gonna be in a form of telling, either telling on themselves or somebody gonna tell on you. either way, we see it's about to get real messy for the summer. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And I just told y'all all the pop rappers that's coming back out, and they already know for the pop rappers to come out and sell these records and fulfill their contracts, certain people got to go. That's in the way. So that's how all this stuff being set up. Anytime you got Snoop and Nas about to collaborate, I think the track, I think it's called Back to Death Row or something like that. You already got an idea kind of what's going on. And they know certain rappers got to be out of the way. It got to be clean, open lanes. So that's why I say it's like music is about to go into another direction now. But don't get it twisted. Certain music just going to go underground. That's it. Like y'all remember the mixtapes and all that. Is certain music just going to go underground. It ain't going to stop. But as far as in the public eye, then you got to realize this last thing right here. If they shut down drill rap in New York City, what that mean? It mean a lot of rappers, if they don't switch their style, a lot of rappers are going to be hungry. A lot of rappers are going to be starving if they shut down their drill. So they're going to have to change their style up a little bit, tweak it up a little bit. But those who can't conform, meaning the ones that don't really got no talent, they might be looking at a downfall. Because that's how they setting it up to be. That's all I'm saying. It's just my opinion, what I see. I ain't saying these are facts. I'm just saying this is what I see. Because remember, the New York drill brought it back home. It brought that money back to the town on a certain level. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But if they shut that lane down, it's going to start drying the money up. And when the money starts drying up, it's going to increase the jealousy. And there you have it. We even seen recently how French Montana went to DC. He tried to get in other programs, meaning his record stopped selling like that. He started trying to do other things because drill just took his whole career out. People like French Montana, I'm being real. That's what happened. They had to start doing other things for a little minute. But my point is, you're always going to see it happen in this 2-year window. Don't forget that. This 2-year window, you see the rise and fall of a lot of people. Just 2 years. Because we've been locked down. It seemed like 4 years, but it's only been 2 years. That's all I'm saying. Also, what's been going on, increased in this pandemic, is inmates having MMA and UFC matches in jail. And a lot of money is being bet on this situation, and people are getting violated, and a man has lost his life. I reported weeks ago about how in Rikers Island in New York, they was having UFC matches. Even the COs was down with it. And one dude that got brutally beat, he basically snitched and told everything that was happening on how they made him fight. He didn't want to fight for real. They made him fight. And people was betting commissary and all that. But guess what? This is starting a trend in America now, because in Louisiana, an inmate lost his life. And they also say that these particular inmates in Louisiana, they got a TikTok channel where they show all the fights. And they promote them and all that, where you can place your bets. Now, this situation, this was reported by media takeout, right? Now, check this out. I saw the footage too. It shows a video where inmates fight until either one taps out, either get knocked out, or dies. The fights are pre-scheduled so that TikTok viewers can place bets on fighters ahead of time. In a recent fight, one inmate picked up his opponent and dropped him on his head, breaking his neck, where he immediately died instantly. That's what's going on. You dig? So that's why I'm telling y'all, this, boom, you see what's going on the street? They got it lined up for you to go to jail. The jail's already overcrowded. Then when you go to jail, you might get beat up in an MMA match. Now, what they also said they doing is they picking out random dudes, making them fight. You see that? They making random dudes fight. So meaning if you ain't built like that and you go to jail, and they throw you in a match, you might get slammed on your head and taken out. And you just might be in jail for a little bit of time. You might have had a little 1 or 3. You had some light. But like I said, due to C-19, due to the violence picking up, a lot of dudes ain't making it through their bids no more. They not making it through their bid because it's overcrowded. And what? The COs, a lot of COs quit. Then the COs that's there, they turning their head. They don't really care about all that. They're just trying to do their shift and go home. So that's why I'm showing you how they got, it's multiple things in play right now. Multiple things in play. But this particular dude in Louisiana, he got slammed on his neck. And guess what? He died live on TikTok. Once again, some kind of way, we got what? All this being illustrated online. So you see how online activity has made people kind of go crazy, meaning they do everything for online entertainment now. But they also at the same time incriminating themselves, because now we already know the individual that slammed him on his head and killed him in jail, it was live on TikTok, which means that inmate is going to get a murder charge because he sat there and incriminated himself. And we already know since the beginning of time, people have been getting killed in penitentiary, but now it's being televised. And everybody betting on it. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. When you look at all levels, it's people being taken out. Like I said before, remember, it was cool to go to jail, do your little bid, come home, you get your little respect. Now you go to jail, you might not make it out, period. You might get sick, or you might get your life taken. And what I see a lot of dudes, when they're in the street, they're not even really, they don't really got no weight on them. They look like they ain't even in shape, and we already know a lot of people can't really fight like that. They ain't really learn how to fight. They don't really got box. They don't got hands. They ain't got no strength to slam somebody on their head because they living by the gun. But my point is this: it was a time where people knew how to do all three. You got dudes know how to fight with their hands. You got dudes know how to wrestle. You got dudes know how to cut, and you got dudes that know how to shoot. But now a lot of dudes, they just know how to shoot. So when it comes time to shoot that fade, they don't got no hands. And they getting dusted off in jail, extorted, and people now that's the new extortion now. The new extortion is they might make you fight a match that you don't even want to fight. All because what? It's a whole bunch of money being bet and a whole bunch of commissary being bet, and you just a doja right now, and you're gonna fight this match, whether you like it or not. That's what's going on right now. Now we done seen it. We got proof that in New York. Now we got proof all the way in Louisiana. So we already know this is trending. That's right. A lot of dudes, they don't got no hands. So therefore, you always gonna be a punching bag. When it comes time for straight up hand-to-hand combat with your back against the wall, you don't know how to throw them hands. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be the one getting knocked out, getting stomped out because you ain't got no hands. And you ain't got no inner strength. So that's why I say we look at everything that's being orchestrated. That's why I say when you look at this picture right here, you see the puppet master, he pulling all the strings. And you're going to see the left hand and the right hand. On the right hand, look, you see dudes in jail fighting. On the left hand, you see the picture of FIVIOFOREIGN promoting the drill rap, the gang activity. When you put it all together, it's a puppet master pulling the strings, and it all gonna equal into destruction of one particular people either way. So y'all know I call that a 2-for-1. They get a 2-for-1 every time, like a deal, like a McDonald's meal, 2-for-1, 2 for $6. And I also call it a slick extermination. That's what I call it, because we get them up out of here. On top of the numbers that's already happening from people being sick, when you look up another 2 years from now, you're going to see your hood look like a ghost town. And that's why I'm going to touch on the fact of it. People forgot it's about you're supposed to grind your way out the hood. When you got in the game, whatever you dealt with, any street activity, the goal was to get out, to get a bigger house, to get a better car, to put your kids in a better situation, to be able to do things nice for your family. That was always the goals. It might sound ignorant, but you got to understand we come from what? Survival, and we had to learn to do what we had to do to put food on the table, clothes on our back, and protect ourselves. We had to learn certain things, but we always knew that it was about levels. It was about trying to get to another level. It was never about staying in one spot your whole life or staying on one level. We already knew if you started out getting front of the pack, the next thing to do was to get your own pack. Once you got your own pack, it was about increasing your weight. You might have started with an 8 ball. Then you had to go to 7. Then you had to go to 14. Then you went to an ounce. Then you went to 2.5, 2 1/4, 4.5, quarter key. My point is, I'm gonna show you it was about levels. And as your money grew, your knowledge grew of the game, you advanced. And we always knew that the ones that never could advance from the levels was the ones that couldn't really hustle. And they ended up being dojers, do-boys, certified blunt rollers, human hosters, whole that. Those are the ones that never could evolve they knowledge in the game. They never could be successful. So you got to understand, right? Back to that whole outside situation, y'all know damn well if you see a man of a certain age post up in the hood trying to prove a point, you're going to look at him like he's a fool. Why, as a man that is from a particular hood, came up as a child, came up as a teenager, came up in his early 20s, came up, you know what I'm saying, to live to see 30, 40 plus, why is that man going to go stand in the same hood he stood in as a teenager? And you know you're going to call him a fool. You know you're going to say that man is in the way. So that's why I'm trying to tell you all these tricks that don't even make no sense. It's about levels. I'm saying real. Nobody should be standing in the same hood that they was born in, meaning the same hood you put in working as a teenager. If you stand in front of that same building, if you stand on that same corner store, you got to keep it real. You know it's something wrong with you. And my point is this. We know the only people that do that is drug heads and alcoholics. You know when you go to your hood right now, it's going to be certain dudes that you grew up with. They're going to be still on the same corner. And what you going to call them? A failure. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to be, when they get high, get drunk, they're going to be somebody that you're going to say they're in progress. Because that's life. It's about progressing from the hood. It's not about turning your back on the hood. It's not about acting like you better than the hood. It's about showing the hood progress because they're going to see you did it. They could do it. But how they going to do it if they ain't never get their mind right? You got some dudes that still don't know how to move a pack and they're in the hood every day. Still can't move a pack. Still don't know how to stay out of jail. That's why a lot of them are still trapped in the hood. And we already know, let's keep it real, some dudes are outside because they really ain't got nowhere else to go. Once you're at a certain age. That's why I'm showing y'all it's a level of insanity that's been put on us and we think it's cool because we don't know about growth. Even for the people that bang, you already know it's supposed to be about growth. Y'all heard about growth and development. What you think it is? Y'all heard about each one, teach one. Y'all heard these sayings, but y'all don't know how to apply it. It's not about doing the same thing like a cartoon character. You just do the same thing every day. You got the same exact attire in the same spot. That's a cartoon. Every time you watch The Simpsons, they're in the same house. Any cartoon character you watch, when you watch them, they're in the same location. That's not what it's about. But at the same time, what? You do what you got to do to survive. But ain't no glory in that. Ain't no glory at getting smoked in the same hood that you was raised in. 20 years later, you got smoked in front of the same building you stood in front of as a child. What's gangsta about that? You smoking gas in the same building you hit your first blunt at. The same building you hit your first blunt at, you in that same building smoking gas and you do it's 10, 15, 20 years later. You doing the same thing that's popping? So are we lying or what? Are we keeping it solid or are we lying? You going to the same liquor store you bought your first bottle at. You buying Dutchess from the same store you bought your first blunt at when you was in junior high school. You doing the same thing and you grown and you supposed to be lit. That's official. But you never even put in no work nowhere else. You never took your show on the road. You never expanded your bag. You still got, if you die right now, you know deep down in your heart, your family got to start a GoFundMe. That's lit. Or is you trying to front to yourself and make yourself feel better because you know you're a failure? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's about progress and growth. It's never too late for progress and growth. But my point is, even in the game, it's certain steps you're supposed to take. The key is to get out the game. And there's certain steps you got to take to get out the game. And the first thing you got to do is increase your money. You're not increasing your money, you ain't going nowhere. When you in the hood and you got all these type of habits, you ain't going nowhere. But my point is this. Ain't nobody better than nobody. But we got to understand that what? It is a bigger objective to everything. And it's not about going backwards. That's called being a failure. So that's what I'm trying to tell you about a lot of these tricks that the puppet master like to play to keep you on the same treadmill, the same cycle called going nowhere. It feels like you're going somewhere because you're doing a lot of moving around. You're doing a lot of back and forth, but in reality, you ain't going nowhere. But the same cycle. And the puppet master, at the end of the day, he laugh and control the strings. When he done with you, he cut the strings and you nothing. So that's what we starting to see. It's starting to all play out. But a lot of people, they don't want to accept it. But in Louisiana, an inmate, he got slammed on his head live on TikTok, and he is rested in peace right now. Broke that man's neck right on that penitentiary pavement, live on TikTok. So MMA matches, UFC matches, they are trending in America, and that's what's going on. That's why you're going to see, well, a lot of people getting locked up. A lot of people are going to be telling because they don't want to get slammed on their head. They're going to be telling. They're the ones that do go to jail. If they ain't built like that, they ain't going to make it out their bed anyway. And on purpose, they mixing people up. They putting people with 18 months in with people that got life. They doing all that on purpose too. Just mixing everybody up together. They're not respecting the levels. They just putting everybody together. See, but y'all ain't think that was gonna happen. Like I said, everybody want to bang, but they don't want to take what come with banging. That's the part I don't respect. Anyway, where we at now with it? So I done touched on just about what I need to talk about, and that's real situation. Also, it's something with Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle, you know, his family is about to open the second store. So they about to open another store. So this will be considered something positive. Nipsey brother announced that the family has purchased a commercial property in the Melrose Arts District in Los Angeles. Y'all know about Melrose. To open a second Marathon store, which was a dream of Nipsey's. And they also said that it always had its importance that the kids are able to see his plans revealed. So we know he took it from Crenshaw, the hood, and then now he got it in Melrose. Even though we already also know that what? Nipsey is not here to see it. And is Nipsey not another fallen soldier that happened in these past couple of years that was independent? That had a chance to be the biggest from LA, the biggest California rapper, the biggest loc, to do it legit, to show you how to go from the hood, the transition to be legit. Was he not the last to show you that it could be done? And then what happened? So my point is this. everybody can transition, but they don't want you to know that, and they don't want you to do it neither. So any vision you got of that, it's gonna get clipped from your vision. All you're gonna see is dudes smoking their ops, because that's what they want you to see. Anyway, Nipsey Hussle, his family kept his dream going. Good morning, Tish. His family kept his dream going, and now they're gonna be opening up in Melrose. So we already know that. We can say one thing: Nipsey Hussle, his brand, it does live on. But let's just look at how allegedly, the so-called gang he was repping was the so-called gang that hated on him in the end. It's all alleged. See, it couldn't be no happy ever after story. The whole gang transition was working in the stores. Then the store came to New York. Nipsey opened up a store in New York. You know, then the lokes from New York can get a job in there and work. Nah, that's not going to be part of the story no more. Because that's not cool. That's not the image they want portrayed. You see? You know what I'm saying? Now, I feel you on that, bro. Let me put this on the screen. Well, I'm just talking about images. You heard? Images to the young boys. You know what I'm saying? The young boys. Just the image. Somebody could do something. But other than that, that's what happened to Nipsey. You know, he got taken out, and he not here no more, but his legacy still live on. His legacy is still living on. So that's what it is. It's like I said, even if you are a rapper, if you is doing what you got to do, you're supposed to make sure you got some type of investments made. You're supposed to have some money somewhere spread out behind the scenes so your money grow. So if, God forbid, something do happen, your money won't stop because it's about business. Also, what happened is, y'all know Anthony Johnson, aka Ezel from Friday. His report came back from the medical examiner and said that he died from years of hard drinking, according to the medical examiner. And it's something his wife wanted people to know. And also, before he passed, he had recently tested for C19. But Ezel, aka 50 Cent in the Jawbreaker, $1 in some envelopes. Smokey, you look like you taking a Ezel. He died from drinking himself to death. And it also said that Ice Cube was playing with his money before that too. But this ain't about Ice Cube. This is about how I was talking about the other day, how even if you got certain mental health issues, you can drink yourself to death. Because, you know, we taught that alcohol is not a drug. It ain't nothing but a drink. But this man has drunk himself to death. And I also told you about alcohol lowers your immune system. That's how he was able to get C19. And you're going to see that most people that do catch C19 or caught it, most of them, not all of them, 9 times out of 10, a lot of them, they drink that liquor, that straight liquor, on a regular basis too. But my point is this: Ezel, the one that lived as a comedian, making other people laugh, when he passed away, he died very sad. Because basically he was living in a bottle. He drunk himself to death. And his wife wanted people to know that, and that she's going to be standing up against, you know, people with alcohol depression. And she wanted that to be known, that it is people that can die from too much drinking. And also what happened, Ezel passed away, and he's passed 2 years. That's why I said, don't forget this 2-year window, and you're going to see a lot of people sped their time up on this planet real fast because they got caught up in this whole thing called a pandemic. Some people actually let these 2 years drive them insane. You heard? And that's a fact. And like some people say, what make alcohol even worse, because remember, you can go buy alcohol every day, all day. Right down your block. Go get some alcohol, go get some liquor, get your drink on. And you can get a drink for what, $1 and change, $2. and get lit all day. But the whole time, you don't understand, you shutting down your kidney, your liver, you contaminating your bloodstream, your brain, with alcohol beverages. It's okay to drink every once in a while, but y'all know it's a lot of people that live, they can't do nothing without a drink. They can't do nothing without a drink. It's people that can't even leave a crib without having a drink. They can't go to the store without having a drink. They can't do nothing without having a drink. They can't even speak their mind without having a drink. Y'all know them. Y'all know people like that. They can't even talk without. Y'all know them people. They ain't got no drink. They quiet. Soon as they start drinking, they want to talk you to death. Those are called alcoholics. There's a lot of them, and that's a fact too. A lot of them saying alcoholics. That's a fact, bro. Some of them, when they stop drinking, that's when they die too. Or some of them, when they can't get that drink, they might wake up and pass out and start shaking. They had the shakes. They don't get that drink in them. So that's what I'm saying. We got all these different type of things. And mind you, life is making people increase all their habits even more. If you like to eat, you stressed out, you eating more. You like to drink, you stressed, you drinking more. You like to smoke, you stressed, you smoking more. And the whole time, you just burning money. And you wake up tomorrow, you don't even know what's next. So all of this is planned out. And like I say, you see that puppet hand in the middle, controlling the strings. And that person controlling the strings, they somewhere chilling, living a lavish life of luxury. All they doing is pulling strings, cashing out, making deposits, making pickups. And that's all they doing. Seeing beautiful islands, breathing the best of air, eating the best of foods, and they just sitting back pulling the strings. And there's a certain people, they just being finessed every day. So that's how this thing is going down. So if you don't know by now, don't say nobody ain't tell you. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know. They're going to do what they want to do. And that's cool too. But for those that just pulled up on a recap, FIVIOFOREIGN has spoken out, in defense of drill music. And he says that, drill music is an art form where people can express themselves in the only way they know how. And he said it's unfair to single out one genre of music or one community of our people. And he's right about that. But the only thing that made it hot was dudes put too much gang activity in front of the music instead of putting the gang activity somewhere in the background. And some people might feel like the gang activity has been used as a gimmick. And some people feel like some people wouldn't have got as much clout if they didn't put the gang in front of it. Because any gang you claim across America, you automatically gonna get a certain amount of followers off the rip. You're gonna get a certain amount of fans off the rip. As soon as they know, oh, he with this gang, boom, all the people that support you off the rip. Then they're gonna start trying to critique you, see if you really. But my point is, when you talk that gang talk, it's automatically gonna get you a certain amount of fans, period. That's how it worked. So can we say the gang actually became part of the gimmick of the drill? Have we really seen a couple of drill rappers that had talent and wasn't pushing the gang or gang activity? Can we really say that? We don't know. But one thing we know is the gang behavior, it also helps accumulate record sales and streams. So the gang activity has become part of the gimmick of the drill rapper. And that's the part that made y'all hot by the police. Instead of just putting the talent out there. Okay, you put out an album with 10 songs. I say 4 songs could have been straight drill, kill, gangster, and then you had 6 other songs to play with. Y'all ain't making no songs for no chicks. Y'all ain't making no songs about what's going on. No politics. So my point is, you still got a playlist where every song don't got to be the same dimension. That's why an album was supposed to be well balanced. And it's called talent When you got talent, you don't got to come with no gimmick. And for a lot of y'all made yourself hot because you was throwing up them gang signs. And the gang sign attract law enforcement. So that's why a lot of y'all are hot. It ain't really got nothing to do with the music. And then not only that, a lot of y'all been putting in work and then incriminating yourself on camera and putting it in the video. So whose fault is it really? That's all I'm saying. So like I say, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. And like I say, this ain't no attack on drill. They just got to know how to move better. Everything ain't got to be publicized that you do. Everything you do or got going on the streets ain't got to be put in the song. You can make fictional characters, all type of stuff. There's many ways you can flip the same topic. You ain't got to be putting certain information in a song, period. And if you really got talent, I challenge a drill rapper. If you really got talent in a new drill rapper, let's see how far you get without exploiting the gang. Make your music without repping the gang, and let's see how far you really go. That's all I'm saying. Because a lot of y'all don't understand how y'all was being used as pawns to spread certain activity in the hood that got a whole lot of people locked up and smoked. Now y'all want to hide your hand. So other than that, that's what it is on that. That's right. The game is backwards. It's a fact. Salute to the chat. I see y'all been cooking up in here all day. That's a fact. I'm going to holler at y'all real quick. Y'all know how we do this thing. What up, Rosky? I see you been heating up all day up in here. You know what I'm saying? AP Wiz, what up, bro? What else we got up in here? Queen of Attraction. What's up, Queen? Yeah, man, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's going. You got to understand, it's going to get worse before it get better. American Links, what up, bro? It's going to get worse before it get better. That's just how everything goes, man. It's going to get better though. But right now, we seeing the worst. And we also see what? A lot of people getting sacrificed. And a lot of people already have been sacrificed. Because some people fall is always going to be other people's come up. That's just how it works. Teach TV. My boy Alan from the UK. What's up? Talking with Tommy D. That's right. Some people feel like alcohol. Yo, alcohol is hard to quit. Period. Everybody got their cup of tea. But right now, only thing we got to understand is in these last 2 years, everything has increased. That's the difference. And the only thing that's not really increasing, let's be real, people money not increasing. That's the sad part. Some people money increasing, but not too many people money have really been increasing. A lot of people are being depleted of their funds. So basically everything is kind of going downhill. People's health getting worse. Their financial situations getting worse, which has caused them to drink more, get hot. It's a lot of things going on, man. People that was miserable before, they even more miserable. People that was a hater before, they even more haters. So everything is really becoming degenerate. It's going down the drain, really. And like I said, people going to do what they do. So really, who cares? It's up to you what you want to do. Hold up. That's right. Some things are just simple common sense. That's it. People don't like to use their brain. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. 7 guard. Like I say, man, we here. Mr. X. What's popping, bro? Miss Deja, what's up? So like I said, man, we did the recap. We already know what time it is. Look, you don't want to be incriminating yourself. You don't want to go to jail. If you go to jail, you might not make it home. And if you think when you're online being a human troll, just know that eventually all that's going to backfire on you too. Because for one, you leaving a trace, and you also what? Exposing yourself. So that's all I'm saying. A lot of stuff is starting to play out. It's already over with, but some people don't want to get it to they don't want to get it through their head. That's all I'm saying. Really, if you're not trying to be productive, all you want to do is destroy, eventually you're going to be destroyed. That's how life works. When you sit back and you plot and plan on what you're going to do to somebody, just know it's going to be 5 more people plotting and planning your destruction. That's how it works. Live by the gun, you die by the gun. Whatever way you call yourself living by is the same way you will be taken out. That's how this whole thing works. So some people need to understand that. And some people need to learn when to leave people alone. Y'all heard about habitual line steppers? They always want to cross the line. They never get enough until they can't come back no more. You got to learn when to leave people alone, because even Debo got knocked out. Even the biggest bully of all bullies, eventually they get slaughtered. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. When you don't know when to stop and fall back. When you keep going and keep going, watch what happens. Because anybody can point a gun, like I tell you. It's easy when you got your gun and you shooting, but how you going to react when 5 people shooting back at you and you got that same gun? That's the difference. That's what people never factor in their brain, in their peanut brain. Like in reality, when you living by that gun and you got your grip on your hip and you think you top gangster, yeah, it's a difference when you pull your gun out and nobody ain't got no gun. It's a difference when you pull your gun out on somebody and they scared of guns, but it's a whole nother difference when you pull your gun out and somebody blazing back at you with something bigger. That's a whole nother top. You're going to drop that gun and run. Remember I told y'all the story about how the 2 niggas ran down on the CO and they knocked on the door. They pulled out the gun door. They had to drop. He started blazing. He took one of them out and the other one dropped the gun and ran. That's what happened when somebody pointed one back at you. But it's easy to shoot when nobody's shooting back. It's easy to be a bully when nobody's fighting you back. But in history, the bully always gets knocked out. Because they don't expect nobody to bust their head off. It's just facts. So my point is, learn when to leave people alone. $10.90 boy, what up? That's right, bro. Even Debo got knocked out, had the whole block shook. Niggas tucking their chain, scared to death. But eventually, Debo got knocked out. You heard? That's right. It's easy when you shooting a 9, but it's a difference when you shooting that 9 and somebody shooting a chopper at you with a 100-round drum. See, that's a whole nother level. You see what I'm trying to tell you? Y'all understand that, man. Some people they don't get it through their head. Some people just don't never get it to their head till they feel pain. Or they lose. That's all I'm saying. That's right. I was thinking about that the whole time. That's right. David brought down Goliath with a slingshot. Exactly. There you go. There you go, helping the vision. What up, bro? I be thinking about that was the first lesson in life to teach you about the bully. A small man compared to a big giant that fell from a slingshot. A slingshot to the eye. That's it. You heard? So I'm trying to tell you, man. Everybody get their day. And Goliath beat up a whole lot of people. A lot of people scared of Goliath. But he still had a day where he had to fall. And when he fell, everybody was in rejoice. See, when a bully gets slain, everybody has a party. Everybody starts celebrating. You see that? Alpo had 14 bodies. When he got clipped, everybody started celebrating and partying and popping bottles. That's how it go. Because some people don't know when to chill. You see, Alpo didn't know to just stay in Maine, relax, fall back. He had to keep coming back to the hood because he liked the fact that people feared him. He loved that. He loved to put fear in that chest. But little did he know that same fear was the same fear that was going to take him out. Man, we got a track record of this for people that don't know when to fall back. When the OG gets slain in the hood, what happened? The OG don't know when to let the young boys do their thing. He want to keep coming outside. He want to keep trying to smash all the chicks. He want to keep trying to sell all the work. And eventually the young boys got to take him out because big man OG, you in the way. Because OG ain't know when to fall back. Just kept going. And I've seen this play out over 100 times. That's how this works. What up, Valley Girl? I see you. That's a fact too, Rob. We spoke about that the other day. Nobody has seen a funeral for Alpo yet. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has seen a funeral. But I'm just saying, that's an example how it go down. Anyway, like I said, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. If you didn't catch it from the beginning. Photo Fame Live, episode 101. And I touched on various topics. I touched on my aspect of the New York drill scene. Fivio, he made a statement, and he said it's an expression from the hood. The NYPD, they gave their voice of opinion. They didn't blame crime all the way on drill. They just basically said it intensifies it a little bit more with the gang violence. And drill music can have a lame, a nerd, pick up a gun and feel like he could put in work because he under that spell. But that's a whole nother topic. We also spoke about how in jail, dudes are being used in MMA matches of death. Dudes betting commissary, betting big money. And they did it live on TikTok so the viewers could watch and bet too. And the dude was fighting. He got slammed on his head and they broke his neck and he passed away. He is no longer here. And then I also made references about the puppet master, the ones who's controlling all of this. And like I said, on one hand, drill is getting critiqued. And on the other hand, you see the celebrity rappers about to come back out. So was all of this a game? Because it all happened in 2 years. We've seen the rise of drill, New York drill, and the fall of New York drill in just 2 years. And what I mean by it's not over with, but it is officially being watched by all forms of law enforcement as we speak. And not only that, they're also going to be using it in the court of law to convict people, and we're already seeing that already. So that's where we at with it right now. Other than that, y'all know what time it is. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget, hit the all notification bell. And with that note, I'm about to be up out of here. 1.